Welcome to Sailing Avanti. We are Gerard and Jacqueline, sailing our 41-foot monohull Avanti around the world from Cape Town, South Africa.
It is the weekend. We are heading out for a weekend away trip out of Carriacou Bay. We've been here a few days, a little more than a month, and now it's time to go explore a bit. So we're heading to Sandy Island finally for the weekend. The weather looks really nice, not too windy, a lot of sunshine, so we can really get down and see some good fish while snorkeling. So we're excited. Gerard's just about to put Blas will be out of the way, and then we'll head around the corner.
Sandy Island is only 3 nautical miles from Turtle Bay, and we decide to motor there. On our way there, we see a big discrepancy between our GPS speed and our boat speed sensor, and we think this is probably from the boat speed sensor that's a little bit dirty and needs a clean.
And half an hour later, we're in what looks like paradise. Palm trees and white sands.
Sandy Island forms part of a marine reserve, and the water is really good for snorkeling. There's a few mooring balls that you can pick up, and they charge a daily fee for the use of the balls. You can also anchor on the southwestern side if all the mooring balls are taken up. There are so many small islands named Sandy Island scattered all over the Caribbean, but this one is well known for snorkeling. The best area is off the northeastern corner of the island. We dinghied over to the beach, but one can easily swim over from the mooring balls. A 10-meter walk and in we go. The best part of this place is how shallow we could see reef and hundreds of fish. Further away, it does get quite a bit deeper for people who like free diving. We were really impressed with the variety of sea life that we saw around the island, and this is probably one of the best spots we've snorkeled in the last few months.
This small island itself is only 500 meters long and less than 100 meters wide, with only palm trees and empty conch shells as residents. It was just what the doctor ordered, relaxing and peaceful. The most unique part of this island was its pink beach, not easily captured on camera, but will remain in my heart forever.
The only thing we forgot to bring to the island was a few ice-cold beers. We are about to leave Sandy Island. We were hoping for a little bit better weather on this Saturday, and we were trying to maybe stay until Sunday morning, but the wind is pretty pretty strong now. It's blowing like 20-22 knots, so it's quite exposed here, so the waves are picking up a little bit and it's not that pleasant. So we're rather going to head back to Turtle Bay and drop anchor there.
Wish you could have stayed longer. One of the local dishes is called kalaloo soup, which I assumed would be like spinach, because they throw it in a lot of stews and make it with coconut milk, and they make a soup out of it. But this is the actual kalaloo leaf. They are huge and they remind me of a plant in South Africa that's name I just can't think of at the moment. But what I'm gonna do with it is I'm gonna just put it in a chickpea curry. We're not gonna make a soup, it's just too hot.
Chickpea curry is a meal that we eat at least once a week. A dish that goes best with rice, is quick and simple, with a can of chickpeas, a can of spicy diced tomatoes, 1 onion, and 2 garlic cloves. Add some curry powder, cumin, coriander and turmeric, and 2 tablespoons of coconut milk powder. And voila! Dinner is done in 15 minutes.
We had an interesting cook. I wanted to taste what it tastes like raw against the spinach. I had a piece of spinach and a piece of the kalaloo, and my mouth actually started going numb, and I thought I was having an allergic reaction. Immediately took some allergic tablets or allergy tablets, and after a while it subsided, and I asked Gerard to take a bite as well, and his mouth also turned numb. So we're pretty scared about what we're gonna eat tonight. We don't know who's gonna take the first bite. Raw, it tastes exactly like spinach. It's a very similar taste. It really doesn't taste any different. Cooked, I don't know who's gonna take the first bite, Gerard.
I will. I'll take one for the team.
We'll see what Gerard says.
Not dying.
No tingling feeling again.
No, I think it's good.
How does it taste? Like spinach?
Pretty much like spinach, yeah.
I'm on my last run in Carriacou, and I wish I took photos of this path while it was still dry, because after all the rain and the storms, and we had so much rain over the last 2-3 weeks, it's just lush. It could actually be a rainforest how thick the growth is. I used to see the goats all over the place and the little geckos, and now it's just me and the rustling in the bush on this beautiful day. Yeah, I'm really gonna miss this place. Strange that what 2 months in a little island can do to one. It's beautiful.
Today we're doing a beer tasting on the beach. We're not on Avanti, so I don't have my glass with me, but I'm really excited. We are tasting a West Indies Brewing Company beer. So we've seen the beers on some of the restaurant menus, but we haven't been really able to buy it, and they're really expensive in the restaurants. So they brew these in Grenada, we believe. So once we're there, we will definitely visit the brewery. They've got a whole list of beers available. The run-of-the-mill, or the flagship lager, is the Humdinger lager. So for the guys that studied where I studied in Potchefstroom, they might remember that there was a Humdinger lager as well that was brewed at a pub called Bourbon Street. So this brings back some fond memories. So yeah, we're gonna taste the lager, and and we'll rate it afterwards. It's a really malty lager, so you can really taste the malt, which I quite like. And the cost of it at the brewery in Grenada is only 5 EC. They do charge an extra 1 EC for the bottle, but then if you bring back the bottle to the brewery, you get a refund. So really crispy and malty lager. The color seems quite clear, and the cost is very good. This is a 330 milliliter beer with 5% alcohol. So in terms of size, cost and taste, I would rate this lager really well at a 9 out of 10.
We are getting ready for liftoff again for the first time in almost 2 months. We are going to Ronde Island first. So it's a small little island between here and Grenada, and then probably a day or two, then we'll head down to Grenada itself. So finally back on the water, time to get sailing again. It's really exciting. Do you still know how to sail?
I'm not sure, we're gonna find out now. Friends of ours that left Carriacou just a day or two ago caught a nice yellowfin tuna just off the coast of Grenada. We therefore decide to put out our fishing gear before we do anything else, with the hope to catch a tuna and have some fresh fish on board. There really is nothing like switching off the engine, let the wind fill your sails, and just glide over the water in silence.
Back on my favorite spot, but I'm sitting down because it's a bit bouncy here.
Ronde Island is only 11 nautical miles from Carriacou, so it's a quick 2-hour sail with the wind on our bow. We started with mostly sunshine and 50 knots of wind. We expected a little bit more wind and therefore sailed with our mainsail reefed and our genoa also slightly filled in. We had good conditions for the first hour or so, with winds on our bow and a consistent breeze. Conditions can quickly change from sunshine to rain, especially in the Caribbean summer season. We see some rain clouds on the horizon, and within a few minutes we get hit by a heavy shower. Luckily the rain clouds blew over within a few minutes, and as it cleared up we could see the high peak of Diamond Island, which is right next to Ronde Island, which you can see in the background, the longer and lower stretch of land. This bay is on the Navionics recommendations. It says it's not really a nice bay to overnight. It's a bit rolly, and they say it's for the adventurous. So hopefully we're able to sleep tonight. I can see it's going to be a bit rolly. It is a bit exposed, but it's quite nice.
Our anchor didn't set as great as it normally does, so we stayed on board that evening, with 2 other boats joining us. The ocean bed only has a few sandy spots between rocks and some dead coral. Not fantastic for anchoring, and it stays shallow for quite a distance from the beach. The next morning, however, we swam over quite early for a morning beach walk and snorkel before we head off to Grenada. We couldn't stay longer due to some big swell and strong winds coming in the next day. To see what's under the water and watch us sail over to Grenada, you're gonna have to join us next week. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and if you haven't already, give us a like if you enjoyed this episode. As always, a big thank you to our Patreons for their support in making these videos, and there's a link in the description below if you'd like to join them.